Hi guys, now we are going to see the relationship of one to many. So we are going to illustrate one to many relationship, right? In this scenario, we have two entities. The first entity is our student entity. The second entity is our car entity. Okay. So let us frame business rules before we do the relationship. A student can own many cars. Okay. A student can own many cars. So I have said a student can own, okay, can own many cars. So this is my business rule, right? So I have the student entity, I have student ID, student F name, student date of birth, student gender. Okay. Don't map the date of birth and the cars. Okay. Yeah. So let us start with student ID. Okay. We know a student can own many cars. Okay. So in our pool, what we do is I just have 3 cars for example, right? You can add a number of cars. Okay. So here, what do I say is the student James. Okay. He owns 3 cars. Okay. So I have a student entity and I have a car entity. Okay. And we are going to draw a relationship, right? We are going to draw a relationship, right? And in my scenario, the scenario here is James is having 3 cars. Okay. So we know every table has a primary key. So this is a primary key for student table and car ID is a primary key for the car table. Okay. So how are we going to relate them? They are in an association. We are going to relate them by the student's ID. Okay. So let me have it as student's ID and this is the foreign key. So this relates to this particular attribute here. As I said earlier, James has 3 cars. So James has 101, 101 and it is 101. Okay. Now if you see, it is a one to many relationship. Now the question comes to your mind, what happened to 102, 103, 104? Is the data reliable? Okay, so now I'll give you the solution. A student can own many cars. So that means it's optional. He can or he can be without owning a car, right? So I say a student can own many cars. Okay, he can own many cars means it is 0 or many. Okay, and every car belongs to one and only one student. Okay, so this is one to many relationships. Okay, now if you are going to have the relationship as, if this is the relationship student and car and you have this as one or more. Okay, when you have this as one or more, you can make this table reliable by having entries for, you should have a car for 102, you should have a car for 103, you should have a car for 104. If this is so, right, you may have entries here. Okay, if this is so, then this condition is satisfied. Every student has one or more cars. Okay, and every car belongs to only one and only one student. So I hope you have understood the relationship of one to many.